A paedophile financier and, it seems, a transatlantic puppet master. The latest release of the Epstein files has laid bare the extraordinary influence that the American sex trafficker had on key figures in the British establishment. The former Prince Andrew Mountbatten Windsor now under police investigation on suspicion of misconduct in public office. His ex-wife Sarah Ferguson now lying low. And Peter Mandelson, ex-US ambassador, arrested 2 days ago for the same alleged offence as Andrew. Our investigations team has analysed newly released emails to reconstruct 72 hours in the life of Jeffrey Epstein, focusing on 3 days that show how he was able to advise and arrange for these 3 contacts. Contacts who are feeling the consequences of their connection to Epstein all these years later. We're going to look at June 2010. Epstein was released from jail the year before and he's still under house arrest. Mandelson is out of a job after Labour lost the general election. Andrew is still a prince and still the UK trade envoy. On the 14th of June, Epstein encourages the prince to meet with JP Morgan banker Jez Staley, who is in London. Staley was a longtime friend of Epstein and later resigned as Barclays CEO because of this close relationship. In the emails, voiced by actors, Epstein says Andrew should meet Staley and a woman whose name we've chosen not to report. Andrew seems to agree and asks Epstein who she is.
A great friend of mine. Very pretty. She's my future ex-wife. I know Jez and she would love to see home.
Home seemingly refers to Buckingham Palace. Epstein then prompts the woman to respond to Andrew.
Prince Andrew has been emailing you, with no response. Did Andrew find you?
On the 16th, Staley messages Epstein asking,
"Is she free tonight?"
And then,
"I'm with A."
Later emails seem to confirm that the 2 men did meet the woman, with Epstein asking for Andrew's verdict.
Wonderful and very polite and charming.
And as these emails are being sent, Epstein is also receiving updates on an ongoing abuse case against him in a Florida court. And these exchanges go against what Andrew suggested to BBC Newsnight, that he was not speaking to Epstein until the end of 2010.
So no contact?
No contact.
When he was serving time, there was no call, no letter, nothing there?
No.
All these emails appear to paint this picture where Jeffrey Epstein, thousands of miles away under house arrest, can orchestrate meetings between powerful allies here in London and introduce, quote, beautiful women into the mix. Now, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has always strongly denied all accusations of sexual misconduct. And while the former prince and Epstein are messaging, Epstein is also being bombarded with emails from Andrew's ex-wife. At this time, Sarah Ferguson is worrying about potential bankruptcy and is asking Epstein for help, even suggesting the previous month that because she is so desperate for money, Epstein could employ her as a so-called house assistant. On June the 15th, Epstein has forwarded a request by Ferguson for a full audit of her UK and US tax position, saying she needs it
so I can sleep at night without the mind demons working overtime.
The next day, Epstein tells Ferguson he's available to speak on the phone. Sarah Ferguson did not end up filing for bankruptcy, but it was revealed that Epstein paid some of her debts. And as Epstein deals with Andrew and Ferguson, he's also speaking with Lord Mandelson, who it appears is constantly seeking guidance from the man he described at the time as his chief life advisor. On June the 14th, Mandelson gives Epstein a heads up about his meeting the next day with JP Morgan's Jez Staley, who is also, as we know, meeting with Andrew.
I'm seeing Jez tomorrow evening. Need to discuss what we should discuss.
Emails from this time show Mandelson was anxious about his future after Labour's election defeat, and Epstein instructs him further on how to leverage his contacts.
I think you should send Jamie Dimon an email saying you'll be in New York. Would he like to have a coffee?
Later, Mandelson, who is now out of government, casually forwards Epstein a copy of a business plan for a new private bank from a prominent Chinese businessman.
Can you take a look?
In exchange, Epstein appears to request that his beautiful Russian be given a VIP tour of Parliament, the same woman who he got to meet with Andrew. We don't know if that tour happened. Following his arrest, Peter Mandelson said his overriding priority was to cooperate with the police investigation, as he has done throughout, and to clear his name. But all this reveals the power of the master networker Epstein, who, despite his conviction for procuring a child for prostitution, is still seen as a key advisor for 3 people at the height of British society. And Epstein was always there, always available, always emailing.